All right, welcome back to RVAsec 14. Yes, our 14th year. Starting to wind down here now, believe it or not, of day 2. And I'm with my next guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Chelsea. I'm here with Varonis. I'm one of our account managers in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So I cover lots of local accounts here to Richmond. Been meeting a lot of great people and having a great time so far.
All right. So I feel like you guys have been around for a while. Most people probably should know what you do, but what do you guys do?
Yeah, so, all right, if I had 30 seconds, I would tell somebody that Varonis is a holistic data security platform, and we're going to really focus in on 3 main pieces of functionality that we do really well. So first and foremost, we're going to find and classify all your sensitive data. Second, we're going to fix your blast radius, lock you down to a zero trust model, make sure that all of your data is as secure as possible. And then third, we're going to alert on and stop any suspicious activity in your environment before any of your data can be compromised. And we're going to do all that automatically and continuously to make sure that your environment stays as secure as possible.
Pretty well done.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So if someone said, that sounds great, but what problem are you solving for me? What problem is it that they're solving? Is this an identity problem? Because I've been hearing that a ton.
Yeah, that's been a huge question that I've been getting so far, and I think that's top of everybody's mind right now, is that surrounding data, understanding, your identities in your environment, who has permission to do what, who has access to what, is really important, and that's definitely a problem that Varonis can help solve. We're going to be able to go in, tell you who's exactly touching your data, what they're doing with it, when they're touching it, how they're using that data. That way we can track what's normal for your users and what's not, shut it down as soon as they start acting in a way that's not normal for them.
Gotcha. So we've had 40-some vendors in here. It's been 2 full days.
Yeah.
When people have been coming around to the, what questions what are the 1 or 2 common questions that you're getting?
Oh, that's a great question. I think number 1, people are talking about DLP.
Okay.
That's been a huge buzzword this time around in the last couple of days. People want to understand how they can keep their data where it's supposed to be, make sure it can't go anywhere. That's definitely a problem Varonis can help solve. Also getting a lot of questions about generative AI. Copilot, AI, Copilot, that's a huge buzzword these days, is how do people make sure that their data is safe before they roll out something like Gen AI in their environment. And so that's something that Varonis is working on as well, is making sure, like I was talking about, all those permissions and identities and data, everything's locked down, so you don't run the risk of anything getting out through Copilot that it's not supposed to.
And if those same people come up and they say, well, there's all these vendors here, why you? What do you think? What's the moat? What's the thing that sets you apart that really makes you guys special to work with?
Yeah, I think something that Varonis does that's really unique to us and that we do really well is going to be all of our automatic remediation capabilities. So, there's a lot of platforms out there that can classify and find data, and they do it really, really well. But what Varonis does that's different is takes you to that next step, getting you to those final outcomes through our automatic remediation policies, so you don't have to worry about putting in a lot of manual effort to get you to a place where you're compliant with all the regulations you're up against, secure against Copilot if you want to roll that out, or Gen AI in general, and secure against insider and external threats.
All right. What didn't I ask? What should we be telling them that they should know about you?
Oh, I think something that would probably be really helpful for people to know. I know I talked about Varonis a lot and talked about what we do, but if you want to see us in action, you can go to our website, which is varonis.com, and sign up for what we call our data risk assessment. So we'll run Varonis in your environment, completely no cost, no commitment necessary, give you a chance to really understand where your data is at risk, get the visibility that you can only get through Varonis, and then we'll talk about how to help you fix those vulnerabilities.
All right, so I have to ask, sometimes people are worried that when they hear these free things, it's going to take a lot of effort to deploy, the POV process is hard. Have you guys figured out how to make it easy? Is that sort of? Yeah,
that's a really great question. So Varonis is an entirely SaaS-based platform. So installations of the risk assessment takes less than 2 hours, maybe a little longer if you want to install for a bunch of different data repositories, but I've never seen it go longer than 2 hours. We leave it up and running for 21 days, and then throughout that, you'll have maybe a couple of 1-hour-long conversations with us just to ask us your questions, get what you need to out of it, but uplift for running a risk assessment is really minimal.
All right, so 2 hours of some kind of install, you're getting value right away?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, check them out at the website, and hey, thank you for the support.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
That's a wrap.